Question number 37. Magnetic lines are shown in the given diagram. A magnet having north pole and the south pole, and the magnetic lines of force are shown, and a point X is given near to north pole and a point Y is shown at the equatorial position. A student makes a statement that the magnetic field at X is stronger than at Y. So, question first part, explain with reason if the student's claim is correct. Second, also redraw the diagram and mark the direction of the magnetic lines of force. Magnetic field lines are given here. In your question paper, these lines are drawn without the arrows, and there are 2 points marked as X and as Y. Now the question is that a student makes a statement that the magnetic field at X is stronger than at Y. So the first part is explain with reason if the student's claim is correct. Yani whatever student has stated is correct or not. And secondly, you have to redraw these lines as drawn in your question paper, but you have to give right directions to the magnetic lines of force. So here it is since north pole and it is south pole, so magnetic lines of force originate from X, from north pole and merge into the south pole. Therefore, here the direction of magnetic line of force should be this way, and then it should be towards the south. So this will be the answer of the second part. The concentration of magnetic lines of force simply relates to or indicates the intensity of magnetic field, or you can say the magnetic field intensity is governed by the concentration of the magnetic lines of force. If you see here, the magnetic lines of force are here all parallel, and that's why you call it uniform magnetic field, because everywhere the density is same, so you are saying the magnetic field is same here. Here also you see it is uniform magnetic field, but if we compare these two uniform magnetic fields, then we say that, or we see that this B2 is stronger than B1. Why it is stronger? Because they are closer. That means the density of the magnetic lines of force in this case is large as compared to the B1. That's why we are saying that the magnetic field intensity at B2 is greater or stronger than B1. So similarly, if you compare the location X and Y, here the density or the concentration of the magnetic lines of force in the region of X is more than that of the region Y. So whatever the student has stated that the magnetic field at X region is stronger than Y is absolutely correct or absolutely true, and that we have already explained. The second part, we have to redraw these lines again as given in the question paper, but in question paper they are without the directions where from the magnetic lines of force are originating and where they are going to merge. So here, since it is the north pole and magnetic lines of force always originate from the north pole and merge into south pole, therefore you have to put these arrows in this direction, and then at the end of the south pole you have to give the arrows towards the south. So this is the answer of the second part. Here you can also see that the concentration, more is the concentration, more or stronger is the magnetic field, less is the concentration of the magnetic lines of force in any region. So weaker is the magnetic field at that region. So I think it's clear. First part, we have to simply state that since the concentration or the intensity of the magnetic field at a region is related to the concentration or density of the magnetic lines of force. So in case of the X, the density of the magnetic lines of force is more than that of the Y. So the magnetic field at X is more or stronger than at Y. So the statement of the student is absolutely correct. And in second part, we have to redraw the lines with proper arrows which we have given in this diagram.
A and B. The above image is that of a digital single lens reflector DSLR camera, which are used to take high resolution photographs by professional photographers. The second image of the above two is a schematic diagram of how an image is formed on the sensor of the camera. Based on your understanding of the lenses, answer the following questions. A. What type of lens is used in the DSLR camera shown in the image? B. What type of image is formed on the sensor?
Answer number 38. In 38, a DSLR camera is there and which is used for taking high resolution photography by professional photographers. Here the image of this object is found like this. So what is the question? Based your understanding of the lenses, answer the following question. First, A. What type of lens is used in DSLR? This is DSLR. Physical diagram is given in your question paper. I am not drawing it. Only the ray diagram I have drawn it. Right? So what kind of lens is this? So of course this is a convex lens. And the B part is what is the nature of formed on the sensor. So what type of image is formed on the sensor? So what kind of image is this? So this image is inverted and real. The image is real and inverted, and of course you can say diminished, smaller in size.
C. Attempt either subpart C or D. C. A photographer is using a DSLR camera with a lens of focal length 50 mm to take a close-up photograph of a small object. The lens objects and image onto the camera sensor that is located 60 mm behind the lens. Calculate the object distance, that is the distance between the object and the lens.
you have to attempt either the C part or the D part. So C or D, we will have here the D also. We will solve both because in the examination maybe anything. So we will solve both things. But in case of C is, a photographer is using a DSLR camera with a lens of focal length 50 mm. So the focal length of the DSLR lens is 50 mm to take a close-up photograph of a small object. The lens projects an image onto the camera sensor that is located 60 mm behind. That means this time the V is equal to 60 mm behind the lens. So calculate the objective distance. That means you have to find U. So according to lens formula, what is the lens formula? Yes, very good. 1 upon f equals to 1 upon v minus 1 upon u. That means, which lens is this? The convex. So the focal length is positive. That means 1 by 50 equals to v is behind the lens. That means it is also positive. So 1 by 60 minus 1 by u. So here you can have 1 by 50 minus 1 by 60 equals to minus 1 by u. That means here we can have 300 as LCM. So here this 6 minus 5 equals to minus 1 by u. So that means u equals to minus 300 mm. So the object distance is minus 300 mm.
Or part D, a photographer is using DSLR camera to take the picture of a flower. The flower is positioned 150 mm away from the camera lens. The actual height of the flower is 80 mm and the image height formed on the camera's sensor is measured to be 20 mm. Calculate the focal length of the camera lens.
Photographer is using DSLR camera to take a picture of a flower. The flower is positioned at 150 mm. That means u equals to minus 150 mm. And the actual height of the flower is 80 mm. So that means you can say H1 or O, that is 80 mm. The object size O is 80 mm, or you can say H1. And the image height formed on the camera sensor is measured to be, that means H2 or I equals to 20 mm. Then we have to find the focal length of the camera lens. So f equals to this. So here we can have the magnification equals to I upon O, that you can say H2 upon H1 also. And this is same as, we know magnification equals to I upon O. That means the size of the image upon size of the object, that is also equals to minus V by U. That is, we don't have the V, so that cannot be used. So we have F upon F minus or plus U. So here H1 is 80, and H2 is since inverted, so that is minus 20. So here we can, substituting the values, we have minus 20 upon 80 equals to F upon F minus 150. That means this will become 1 by 4 minus equals to F upon F minus 150. Just cross multiplication, minus F equals to minus F plus 150 equals to 4F. So here 150 equals to 4F plus F, that is 5F. So F equals to 150 divided by 5, that is 30. So F equals to 30 mm. We can just see once again. Here the camera our camera is using a convex lens. So A art is convex lens. B, the nature of the image here is inverted and real, because it is obtained on the screen, obtained on the sensor. That's why the real image is there and which is inverted. C part, the focal length of the lens is given 50 mm, since it is convex lens, so it's plus, and the image is formed behind the lens at 60 mm, so V is plus 60, and we have to calculate object distance, that is U. So we know the lens formula, as you said, 1 by F is equal to 1 by V minus 1 by U. So it is 1 by 50 equals to 1 by 60 minus 1 by U. So here 1 by 50, this will get transferred over here. So minus 1 by 60 is equal to minus 1 by U. Means LCM 300, 5 6 are 30. So 6 minus 5 upon 300 equals to minus 1 by U. So here is 1 by 300, so U equals to minus 300, because this sign is minus. So object distance is 300 mm. The D part, you have to do either C or D. Now the D part, a flower is placed at a distance of 150 mm from the lens. The height of the flower is 80 mm, which is to be taken positive, and the image, which is inverted and below the principal axis, is 20 mm, so it is to be taken minus 20, and we have to simply calculate the focal length of the lens. So again, the magnification of a lens is given by I by O, that means size of the image upon size of the object. Sometimes it is also known as H2 by H1. So that is not a problem. H2 by H1, that means I upon O. And that is equal to minus V by U. So here V by U it cannot be used because we don't know V. So we can have a formula F upon F plus U. So substituting the value, I is minus 20, O is 80, equals to F upon F minus 150. So here it is cancelled, minus 1 by 4 equals to F upon F minus 150. So cross multiplication, minus F plus 150 equals to 4F, and this F goes here, so here we get 150 is equal to 5F, so F equals to 150 by 5, that is 30, so F equals to 30 mm. That is the answer of question number 38.
अभी तक अगर आपने जो है वो चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तो आप इसको सब्सक्राइब जरूर कर लें, ताकि आपको हर एक वीडियो जो है ऑटोमेटिकली आपको मिलते रहेंगे। और जब कभी भी किसी और साथी को, अपने बड़े भैया दीदी को, क्योंकि इस चैनल में मैं आपको 8वीं से लेकर के 12वीं क्लास तक के सारे कॉन्सेप्ट दूंगा, तो
तो उनको आप देख सकते हो। अगर आप 10th में हो और ये 8th का है तो हो सकता है कोई ऐसा कॉन्सेप्ट आए जो आपको उस समय समझ नहीं आया था, अब जो है इसको देखेंगे तो समझ आ जाएगा। तो इसलिए उसको भी देख सकते हैं आप, छोटी क्लास का भी देख सकते हैं, बड़ी क्लास को भी आप देखना चाहते हैं। अगर आपका इंटरेस्ट ज़्यादा है तो आप थोड़ा हायर वाली क्लास को भी देख सकते हैं। तो ये सब तभी पॉसिबल है जब आप सब्सक्राइब कर लेंगे चैनल को, और जब कभी भी दूसरे लोगों को भी ज़रूर हेल्प करें, उनको भी आप इनको शेयर कर दें ताकि उनका भी भला हो।